Okay, so welcome everyone. So today we'll start revising. So today we'll revise this question. So the question is on this topic. If you see, is on complex numbers. Okay. So quick tips. We know I squared is -1. Okay. Just a recap. This is one of the powerful identities in complex numbers. Okay. So let's start with 1. So 1, you have x plus iy 2 plus I, okay, plus I equal to 3 minus I. So here we can decompose this by multiplying x with everything in here, then also this multiplying by everything in here in this. Okay, yeah. So first of all you decompose, so you say x open bracket 2 plus I, then here there is addition, so plus iy 2 plus I, then is equals to 3 minus I. Okay, so x by 2 to be 2x plus x times I is ix, okay, plus iy by 2, it will be 2 iy, okay, plus I by I, it will be I squared, then there is y, okay. So this is I squared, okay, equal to 3 minus I. So let's further simplify. So you have 2x plus ix plus 2iy. I squared is -1, so -1 by I, it will be just -y, is equals to 3 minus I. Okay, so here we can group light terms. So you've seen these have I, these ones they don't have I. So you have 2x minus y, these, okay, they don't have I, you can put them in the bracket, okay, plus this plus, then we can take out I here. I is common in here and here, so I take out, then you have x plus 2y, okay, equal to 3 minus I. So now we've completely separated I and the independent variables. So we'll group this one here with this number here, since they don't have I. Even this with I, and then we group it with this I. So you have 2x minus y equal to 3. It's one of your equations. Then I, you can say x plus 2y equal to -I. So it's just same as 1i. Okay, so y is common, you can, the I is common, you can cancel out the I. So this equation now becomes x plus 2y equal to -1. So you have two equations now. So you have 2x, 2x, the top one, 2x minus y equals to 3. Then you also have x plus 2y is equals to -3. So you have a simultaneous equation which is very easy to solve. You can solve this with any method. So for easy calculations, let's use substitution. So we have this equation and this equation. So let's make the subject of the formula x in equation 2. So from equation 2, x equals to -1 minus 2y. Just take this the other side. This is our equation 3. Okay, so now we substitute this equation 3 in 1. You can solve any method, you can use any method, you can use elimination. Okay, So you know 2, where there is x here, we substitute this one. So we substitute negative 1 minus 2y minus y equals to 3. Okay, so this will be negative 2 minus 4y minus y equal to 3. Okay, so negative 4 negative y, it will be negative 5y. Then you take 2 to the other side, it will be 3 plus, since it's negative, when it comes this side it will be positive. Okay, so you have negative 5y equal to 5. Then you divide through by negative 5, y equal to negative 1. Then you can solve for x now. X equal to negative 1 minus 2 negative 1. You just substitute y here since you've already calculated. So you have x equal to negative 1, negative negative positive, so you have positive 2. So x equals to 1. So you can prove by substituting these equations in here. You can prove x is 1. So 1 plus 2, y is negative 1. So it will give you negative 1. Okay. So this is how you solve this part, question 1. Okay. So now we go to question 2. Part 2. So we just paste the question again. Okay. So part 2. So part 2, you have x 1 plus I squared plus y 2 minus I squared equal to 3 plus 10I. Okay, so same approach. So first you expand this. So first of all you have x. Expanding this is same as you have 1 plus I, 1 plus I. Okay, you can use a Pascal's triangle if you are familiar with the Pascal's triangle to ease this. Then y, then here you have 2 minus I, 2 minus I, this is negative 2I squared, okay, equal to 3 plus 10I. Okay, so now doing it old school, so x 1 multiplied by everything here, I multiplied by everything here, so you have 1 plus I, 1 plus I, okay, this is the first part, plus y, so you have 2 minus I, minus I, 2 minus I. This is for y, then you have equal to 3 plus 10I. Okay, so we continue. So you have x in bracket 1 by 1, you have 1, plus 1 by I, you have I, plus I by 1, you have I by I squared is negative 1. Okay, so we just directly solve it like that. Plus y, then you have 2 by 2, which is 4, minus 2 by I, negative 2I, minus I by 2, you have 2I, negative by negative, positive, I by I squared is negative 1. Okay, like that, 3 plus 10I. So x is simplified now. So you have 1, this 1 and 1 here just cancel out. 1 minus 1 is just 0. I by I, 2I. Okay, plus y. And inside the bracket here you have 4. This to be negative 4I minus I, or minus 1. So I can just say 4 minus 1, it will be 3. Okay, just write 3 here. Just write 3 here, minus 4I. Okay, equal to 3 plus 10I. So now this is just 2ix plus y by this, it will be 3y minus 4yi equal to 3 plus 10i. So here we group right terms here. You have 2x minus 4y. So these, they have I common, is this term and this term. So this is positive, this is negative. So you have 2x minus 4y. And then plus 3y. 3y is just alone, okay? Equal to 3 plus 10i. So now we group like terms. Those with I together, those without I together. So you have this term and this term, they don't have I. This term and this term, they have i's. So you say I 2x minus 4y equal to, with together with a sign, you get together with a sign. So you have 10i. So the I can cancel out now. So you have 2x minus 4y equal to 10. Then the other equation, you have 3y equal to 3. Sorry, 10 here, 10. Okay. So this one you can solve direct. You can just divide by 3. Y equal to 1. So you have y, you can solve this one now. You have 2x minus 4. Y is 1, okay? Equal to 10. So you have 2x minus 4 equal to 10. So you can take 4 the other side. So you have 2x equals to 10 plus. This is negative, it comes this side is plus, okay? 2x equal to 14. So you divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals to 7. Okay, so this is how you solve. Very easy and straightforward. So you just have to know I. What is I? If you say I squared is -1. That's the only formula which you have to remember when solving these complex numbers. Okay. So let's come to part B. So part B, we have z. z1 equal to 2 minus 4i over 4 plus 3i. z2 equal to 2 over 2 minus I. Okay, so write the form, determine the following in terms of the form. So they want this form, a rectangular form, where you have I and a real number and I. Okay, so find z1 plus z2. Okay, so z1 plus z2. So z1 is this, so you say 2 minus 4i over 4 plus 3i plus this 2 over 2 minus I. So common denominator here is this and this, so you say 4 plus 3i and this 2 minus I. Okay, so this into this, you just remain with this, so it's this multiplied by what is on. So you have 2 on top, on the numerator you have 2i, 2 minus 4i multiplied by this 2 minus I. Then there is plus this into this and this will cancel, remain with this one. So you have 2, then you have 4 plus 3i. Okay, like that. So now you expand. So 2 multiplied by everything here. So you say 2 multiplied by 2 minus I minus 4i, 2 minus I. Okay, plus this you can just direct it. 2 by 4, 8 plus 2 by 3, which is 6i. Everything divided by. So even at the denominator also we can decompose 4 by this, so you have 2 minus I, also plus 3i, 2 minus I. Okay, so 2 by 2, the numerator you have 4 minus 2 by I, 2i, minus 4i by 2, 8i, negative by negative, positive, 4 by, so negative by negative is positive, okay? And then 4i by i, it will be 4i squared. I squared is negative 1, this is I squared, okay? Plus 8 plus 6i. Then this by this 8, 2 by 4, 8 minus 4i, plus 3 by 2, 6i, okay? So positive by negative, you have negative. 3i by I, it will be 3, then I squared, it will be negative 1. Okay, so don't get confused. Okay, so let's further simplify, we clean up. So the top, you have 4, then 2, negative 2i, negative 8, you have negative 10i. Negative 10i plus 6i, negative 4i, so you have 4i. Then this is negative 4. Negative 4, so 4 minus, it will be 4, this is positive, this is negative, so this 4 will disappear. So on top, just remain with this. Over, so 8, negative by negative, it will be positive, so here it will be plus. So 8 plus 3, 11, so you have 11. Then negative 4i plus 6, negative 4i plus 6, you have plus 2i. So what is remaining now is we need to get rid of the denominator. We find the conjugate. So how do you get the conjugate? Okay, so you multiply both the denominator and the numerator by the inverse or the exact replica of this. So this is multiplied by 11 minus, so just change the sign to what is attached to the complex part. So the complex part has 2i, so the sign is what? Positive. So here you introduce a negative 2i. So if there was a negative here, you could have used a positive here, both the numerator and the denominator. Why are we doing this? We want to express it in the form they want, okay? So now we get, so this by, so you have negative 4 by negative 4i by 11, you have negative 44i, negative by negative, positive, 4 by 2, 8, I by I, negative 1, okay, over, so here we are multiplying, so 11 by, so you have 11 by 11 minus 2i plus 2i, 11 minus 2i, okay, so you just decompose in the denominator. Okay, so now equal to negative, so you have negative 44i minus 8 over 11 by 11, I think it's 121, yeah, okay, minus 11 by 2, you have 22i, plus 2 by 11, you have 22i, then positive by negative, negative, 2 by 2, 4, I by I, negative 1. So we don't want I short at the denominator, that's what the question requires. Okay, so you have negative 44i minus 8 over, so this and this will cancel out because they have opposite signs. So you have 121 plus 5. Oh, sorry, 4, so this is 4. Okay. This is 4. Okay, 4. So you have negative 44 I minus 8 over 125. So now you can just say this is negative 44 I over 125 minus 8 over 125. This is the form they want. So you can further say this is same as negative. You can start with a real number. So 8 over 125 plus 44 I over 125. This is the form. We were doing this for us to express the answer in terms of this form. So they have a complex number and a real part. Okay? So you can leave it even like this. This is the real part. Because the negative, when you multiply negative by, it will take you back here. So it's just a fancy way of writing it. Okay? So this is not necessary, but I was just showing you, they said we represent the answer like this. Because if they didn't include this part, we could have just ended without decomposing, without multiplying by the inverse. Yeah, without conjugating, would have just ended somewhere there. Okay, so the last part we have okay, let's see, where is question. So the last part is now Z1, Z2. Okay, so this is multiplying. So you have Z1 is 2 minus 4i over 4 plus 3i. So you multiply it with Z2 is 2 over 2 minus I. Okay, so you're multiplying the numerator and the denominator. So this is same as 2 multiplied by 2 minus 4i over 4 plus 3i 2 minus I. Okay, so you expand now. So 2 by 2 you can say 4, 2 by 4 8i. Okay, then here you decompose it, 4 2 minus I plus 3i. So I'm decomposing this one, 4 by everything here, this by everything here, by 2 minus I. Okay, so you have 4 minus 8i over 4 by 2, which is 8, minus 4 by I, 4i. Okay, 3 by 2 you have plus 6i. 3 positive by negative, you have negative 3, so you have just 3 because the coefficient of I is 1. Okay, I by I, negative 1. This is the denominator. Okay, so you have 4 minus 8i over, so negative 4i plus 6i to be, so you have plus 2i, so here to be 2i. Then negative by negative positive, so you have plus 3. So this is same as 4 minus 8i. So you have 8 plus 3 is what? 11 plus 2i. So when you reach here now, if they didn't say express your answer in terms of this form, like this would have been your answer. But since they said your answer has to be in this form, meaning they don't want I at the denominator. Okay, so now you say 4 8i over. So you just change the sign to the complex number, the complex part. So you just change the sign of the complex part. The complex part is the one which has I. So this part, the sign is positive. So we'll change it to negative. So you write first 11 plus 2i multiplied by, you see the number here still remains the same. We just change the complex part, minus 2i. So you multiply the numerator and the denominator. Okay, like that. Okay, so next, now you expand. So you have 4. This is also in the bracket. 4 by everything here, negative 8i by everything here, 11 by everything here, this by everything here. So you have 4, 11 minus 2i minus 8i, 11 minus 2i over 11, 11 minus 2i plus 2i, 11 minus 2i. Okay, so 11, 4 by 11, 44, minus 4 by 2, which is 8i, minus 8 by 11, 88i, negative by negative, positive, 8 by 2, 16, I by I, negative 1. Okay, 11 by 11 is 121, 11 by 2, 22i, plus 2 by positive 11, you have 22i, negative, positive by negative, negative, 2 by 2, you have 4, I by I, negative 1. So let's say let's simplify. So you have 44. So on the numerator, you have 44 minus 16. So 44 minus 16, 28. So you have 28. Just subtracting this minus this is because this is negative 16. Okay. Then 88, 8. So 88 plus 8, you have 96. So you have 96 I. Okay. So you have 121. This and this will cancel. Okay. Negative by negative, you have plus 4. Okay. So you have 28 minus 96 I over 125. So this is just 28 over 125 because this divides every number on top, like the denominator. Okay, 96 I over 125. Or if you want, you can write like this. It's the same. 1 over 125, then you open bracket, 28 minus 90. It's the same. So this is how you answer these kind of questions. Okay, so the question was, you solve z plus z1, z1 plus z2, and then you express the answer in this form. So after solving, you find the conjugate. The conjugate is where you change the sign of the complex part, okay, and then multiply both the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so thank you so much for following through. Yeah, next I'll solve another question, so stay good to my page. Thank you.